Hello, hello, hello. Let's turn this a little bit. I know it's been a minute. I'm going to try and keep my head in the sun here. Hello, you guys. Welcome to Angel Insight. For those of you that are just finding me, my name's Michelle Christidis. I'm so happy you're here. We are going to spend some time together today. Normally, I have some oracle cards, to help us, with extra messages. But we're guided just today to deal with channeled messages, songs, thoughts, and we're going to be spending some time with the albatross. So first of all, if you haven't caught the activation, I put, let me turn this just a little bit. Let's try to turn this a little bit. How do we want this to work? Okay, hold on. I should have put the, bear with me. I'm going to turn around. All right. So we have, oh my gosh, it's just one light or another. Okay, I think that's going to work. So, hey guys, I'm so happy to be here. I always like to be transparent, and I do want to let you know that I've gone through a major change, and I'm not really ready to discuss what that is, but I have a sense that I'm not alone. So I want to encourage you as we jump into this energy that's with us through March 2027, that's actually assisting us to step into not only a very magical time, but also our authenticity, as that is the collective challenge at hand. I just really want to remind you to trust your intuition, trust, what's coming in for you. And most likely you'll come back to this oracle throughout the next 10 months. That's why I put the message of the collective message in the chat, because it's just so gorgeous. It's so defining and so deep. So I wanted to put that there because, I believe as each albatross comes in, these energies are going to change throughout the year. Make sure you start with, and I already have an inkling that we're going to be starting with albatross number 3. So I'm going to do all the albatross in just a moment, but just as like a beginning, they're not necessarily going to come in that order, and you may be guided back here several times through March, and I want to encourage you to do that because the energies are going to shift, as they always do. The wind always changes. And the albatross, of course, is guiding us to soar, to surrender, and to glide, to allow ourselves to rest in some ways, and to allow ourselves to be led. Okay? So that is where we're going to start. Let's go ahead and start with a collective message for each and all who find themselves here. And of course, when you come here, let me know what resonates. Let me know what you're feeling, okay? And here we go. As far as the eye can tell, it's starting to swell. Remember, you are well. Some bend, some end, some comprehend what you have done with love in your heart, and that's a start. So there's a huge ending at hand and a huge beginning in play. And how can we, as we've shared in the message already, if you've seen on the Facebook page, how can we let the tower fall? Meaning, how can we manage our energy, surrender, and allow the wind to guide us above the emotions? So we're starting to swell. Now, the albatross, if you don't know anything about them, I encourage you to look them up. They are the most amazing flyers on planet Earth, sometimes spending years, years in flight without stopping. They are the epitome of how to manage your energy. They can sleep while they soar. They have special uh, anatomy, if you will. They have evolved to be able to drink the salt water. They can actually desalt the water to hydrate themselves. And they literally, for the first couple of their years, they actually literally are in flight, some for 4 or 5 years. It's unbelievable. So, this medicine is coming in to show you that we can do anything when we surrender and allow spirit to guide us. All right, let's go ahead and get into albatross number 1. Oh, 6 minutes on the clock. Wow. I love that because that is like a huge message about what are we integrating? What are we integrating? Um, Number 1, first of all, you've got a heart centered, the blueprint around you is all about heart centered activation. Okay. So, this activation of the heart center is actually quite difficult. Okay. And most likely you've been in this um, energy for some time. And you know what we're doing? Well, let's get into it. Let's get into your messages and explore. All right. When I went into your energy, first of all, you are the light mantled albatross. And this particular albatross, it flies in the southern oceans where the waters are rough. They're known to collaborate with whales and dolphins. Are you searching for your soul song? Are you in the midst of integrating energies to renew and activate play? You're here to evolve through your power and to have abundance. And that's why what you've been going through has been really, for some of you, I'm hearing traumatic and dramatic. And it's time to allow some rest to the heart chakra, okay? Because it's the heart chakra where all the energy comes into your energetic system. And the earth wants to say to you, it is fair to say that all is fair in love and war. However, you're not here to play fair. You're here to ascend. Now, with that being said, albatross number 1, there's something at hand, a creation, a builder. You're a builder. You're doing something, you're creating something to allow this heart-centeredness, which really has to speak about harmony, okay? Following following, like I said, the collaboration of the whale, unlocking wisdom to allow your soul song to come through, right? There's also a connection with those dolphins with the breath. Have you been doing breath work? Have you been doing breath work? And if not, if you are, that's coming in to really help that heart chakra to expand. In my mind's eye, I have like the Grinch in my mind's eye. So could this energy, oh my goodness, I'm not really sure, but could this energy be coming into play around Christmas time? I'm really getting a strong yes. And so as as these messages are dropping in as we are live, what's really interesting is the Grinch goes through a time, right? Where he kind of is fighting against what's at hand. But in the end, he collaborates with little Cindy Lou Who, right? And his heart grows 4 times the size it was before. And this expansion is really, really, really important for you. So I heard a song, okay, that came in for you. And it was the Jackson 5. A, B, C, easy as 1, 2, 3. Are you following the steps? I am getting that there's some romance here at hand. Like we said, all is fair in love and war, but you're here to ascend. So what are you creating potentially that's affecting your relationships? Yeah, because I'm feeling the stomach. I'm feeling the upset. I'm feeling this anxiety. Okay. And spirit is saying, be loud and be proud out loud. So really kind of sharing what's working for you. Okay. Um, Archangel Michael wanted you to know that there is a healing at hand for you, Albatross number one. And the more you resist, the bigger it persists. So what that means is you have insights dropping in to alleviate this stress, but at the same point in time, how can you stay centered in the moment? How can you surrender and not run in the past, aka stress, or move to forward in the future, aka anxiety? How can we stay in the present? And that's the magic that the dolphin brings in, and that's the beauty of the breath work. Because in any moment, you can take 5 deep breaths. It is so cleansing. I love box breaths where you breathe in for 6, hold for 5, and breathe out for 4. And you do 4 to 5 of these breaths, and you see it brings you into this current moment. It kind of reformats what's happening here and allows you to do what? Stay here. So your spirit team has brought you in specifically at the time that you come in for this message. I do feel spirit, is this like around Christmas time? Because these energy of the albatross is with us. I don't think I know the Grinch should not come in on accident. I do feel at Christmas time this is going to come in, and you may have an altercation around the holidays because that's a time when we're really spending time in different relationships. Yes, I'm getting this is really something about the different relationships. And again, we want to remind you that all is fair in love and war, but you're not here to play fair. You're here to set the tone. You're here to set the tone, the tempo, the tempo. Interesting, because I wanted to say tempo, but it came out temple. Message. How does that relate to you? Now, the lyrics that came in with that song, easy as 1, 2, 3, right? The lyric that's really sticking out in that song, and you may want to go to that song and you may want to see, what drops in when you're listening to that song, what memories come back, how does this song relate to you, and specifically, how may it relate to some of your relationships that are at hand, right? Yeah, I'm getting a very strong yes here, because this romance is about a partner. There's something here about a partner, but I feel it's expanded more than that. I feel that something with a partner, albatross number one, is there's an insight to create something to assist with this relationship with a partner, but I feel very much so that this can cross over into other relationships that you have. And spirit is, especially Archangel Michael, coming in to teach you about that. You may want to actually talk to your guides. Of course, you want to talk to your guides, your team. Will Archangel Michael be coming in around Christmas time to teach you about this creative process? Because I heard in your energy overdraft. A shift is needed. You're putting out more than you're getting back. How can you stop the bleeding? So, as this relates to relationship, let me tell you, I'm being guided to let you know I truly understand what you're going through. And I know it can be very difficult to, you know, put a mark in the sand, if you will, and walk the line. But boundaries are so important because sometimes when we give more than we're getting back, we create patterns of playing small. And when we do that, trust me, trust me, friends, it it leads to more circumstances of playing small. And before you know it, there's really nothing left. And that's why we're here not to play fair. Okay? Stay in your heart center, follow your intuition. And more than anything, Albatross number one, 16. Okay, I just looked at the clock. First of all, exactly 10 minutes. Okay? How can we one with the energies that you're integrating at this time? How can we integrate boundaries? How can we ascend with assertion, knowing, oh God, I have goosebumps all over me. Oh my gosh. How can we send with the assertion to know that you, my friend, that you are magical, that you are important, that you matter, and you are not here to play small. You're not here to play small, friends. You're not here to play large and in charge either. Okay? You're here to be you authentically. So allow this heart centered breath work, creative process, expand what you can hold to reinforce your energetic blueprint so that you can not play fair, okay? Not play fair because there is a spiritual war happening. And have you ever thought potentially what seems like relationships being, have you ever thought, okay, question, something to ponder. Have you ever thought maybe your relationships, ooh, I'm getting a really strong yes right now. Maybe something is affecting your relationships to manipulate you, you, your special sauce, your brilliance, your superpower. It's time to not hide. It's time to not be small. And at the same time, authentically step into your brilliance. Hmm. This is a healing for you, friends. Allow yourself to be guided. I'm so happy that your team brought you here because I am feeling the heat, and there is something that doesn't want you to know that there's more involved here. So, as the albatross rises above the emotions and allows the wind to guide them and uses the power of flight, how can you allow yourself the same? How can you get above the emotions? Ooh, I am feeling it, my friends. Above the emotions and allow spirit to guide you exactly on the path of what you can create to allow this spiritual warfare that's potentially affecting your relationships to dissipate. As that rhymes, I really am feeling a fairy energy here. This is, even though we're talking about heart centered energy, part of heart centered energy is taking your power back and loving yourself enough. Okay? Loving yourself enough. Just as the Grinch did as well. So I hope this message finds you well. I don't know why I'm hearing the word well. Interesting. And, it's because, okay, for some reason, when you find this, have you just made a wish? Have you recently thrown a coin in the water and made a wish? Because this is something that you've been wishing for. And what's really interesting is Spirit is letting me know you don't have to wish for this. This is part of you. This is part of your brilliance. And it is always there for you. You just have to uncover it and step into the limelight is what I'm hearing. Step into the authenticity of who you are. So find that breath. Don't go forward in the future and feel all those feels of anxiety, and don't slip back into the past and relive the stressors. These are the patterns that kind of like, look at this. These are the patterns that keep you from making the movement that you've been wishing for. Wow. Ooh, goosebumps. Okay. Well, I hope that message finds you well, Albatross number one. We're going to go ahead, 2121. Okay. We're going to move into Albatross number two. Albatross number two. You are the waved albatross, aka the Galapagos. I just love to say that. And you are the only tropical albatross today. They actually fly across the Pacific. And it's really interesting because I'm getting an imagery and I'm feeling like ancestors already. I'm feeling like this beat. I'm feeling this tribal presence in the background. What we're noting here with this particular albatross and with you is these particular albatross have blue feet. So, the challenge at hand, well, first of all, if you haven't activated this albatross, I put that link, okay? So I encourage you to activate the albatross so that you can work with this energy. And what these blue feet are talking about is you're stepping into your most authentic self. Hey, girl, I'm so happy you're here. I know I've been distant. I'm going to catch up. I'm going through some changes. We're on Albatross number two. We had, these blue feet. You're stepping into something. You're stepping into your authenticity. It's like there's an ending at hand. There's a shift. The clarity's coming in, a brand new beginning. And, the clarity is what's going to make the difference between where you are and where you're going. Okay. And there's, yeah. And in fact, Archangel Michael wants you to know that there's a difference between where you are and where you're going, and it's called transformation. You're going through a huge transformation, Albatross number two. So don't let the fear of flight affect your mind, especially when it comes to collaboration. 22222. He started Albatross 2. Oh my goodness. I love that. Okay. Definitely a sign, right? I've been seeing twos everywhere. 222, 444. Those are the numbers coming in for me. I don't know about you guys, but we'd love for you to drop them in here because there is purpose to everything, right? Purpose to everything. And in fact, when you say 222, I automatically get 2, 4, 6, 8. Who do you appreciate? Stepping into your most authentic self. And this actually has a lot to do. We've got the color red coming in. This is going to come through in your manifestations. And so What I'm feeling, friends, albatross number two, I'm actually feeling that, thanks, Maria, for bringing that energy in here, because I do feel there are several manifestations coming in. You're going to be rooting in things that allow you to appreciate the work that you have been doing and to really, um, what's the word I'm looking for? Really associate is why associate? Associate, association. Hmm, interesting. Why is that word coming forward? It's definitely coming forward for purpose. And when we think about the Pacific, and and the ancestry and the fact that we've got blue feet, right? And that we have this tropical energy coming in. It's like, could we have some getaways coming in to appreciate and allow you to associate the beauty of recovery? Maybe. Because I was told that you're going to have some perception changes. Pay attention to what you feel and what that communicates to you. And when it's time, listen. And okay, hold on. This is like a show and tell energy. So let me kind of go back. Perception, when I went into your energy, I was shown and told, which is a collection of messages, feelings, images. Okay, so I'm just going to translate this for you, albatross number two. I heard perception changes. Pay attention to what you feel and how that and what that communicates to you. Okay, because many of you are earth guardians, root workers, and what you feel is actually communicating, and you're starting to understand this. This is coming in to confirm, actually, your angels and guides have brought you here. This is a form of confirmation, and that's what you're meant to associate. Okay, so I'm getting that association. You're going to have some manifestations coming in to reinforce. That's the word I was looking for. To reinforce what you're feeling and what you attribute that to. Okay, because most likely it's related to others. Okay, now it's also a time for you, albatross number two, and it's really important for when you go in, talk to your angels and guides. Most likely you have other albatross, okay? I'm definitely getting albatross number three. And I happen to know that albatross number three's energy is at play currently. So these energies are going to be with us over the next 9 months. And most likely each albatross is going to take a slice of that pie. Okay, and some of you will have all 4 parts of the pie. So timing is everything. So when you're going into this energy, what you really want to do is to ask, is this the time? I'm getting a no right now. However, you may be specifically guided in at the perfect time. Okay, but anyway, we're going off on a tangent here. Let's get back to your show and tell. I could feel a shift in my left ear, and I could feel a shift in my left ear when power activated. I could feel a tightness in my abs when it's time to ground. I could feel a sensation like an ache in my left hip, and I was getting a new guide will assist. So when you are actually having different feelings, that left ear is when power is activated. When you feel a tightness across your abs, that's like a power activation to let you know to ground so that you don't get stuck in the mind, right? So your body is going to be communicating, and in turn, you're going to be having manifestations coming in to reinforce what you are receiving. So your body really wants to get involved. I could feel something on your heart, friends, and you're kind of holding on to whatever that is with all your might. And this causes you to say things you don't mean because it's not aligned. Okay? So you're holding on to something, and most likely it's maybe something, and as I'm speaking, what's dropping in, okay? Because some of you, I feel a lightning bolt. I can feel it. Spirit is telling you as you're listening. And, you know, Yahweh, that's what I call God, because I believe we're all gods, right? And Yahweh is saying, we all make mistakes. If life was perfect, how would we learn? How would we have contrast? So Spirit is really going out of the way to let you know you are deserving, you are worthy, and we need you. And so you have manifestations coming in to reinforce, to release what's in this heart so that you can have expansion. And I'm getting hold more light, hold more light. So as you release, it's like it's like this. There's this muscle, and it's your spiritual muscle, albatross number 2. Your spiritual muscle wants to contract, and when you're holding on with all your might, there's a restriction there. So how can we let go and let be? Let go and let be, so something can come in to replace that energy. Okay? Wow. And that has to do a lot with that end, and allow a shift so that you have the clarity, because I have a sense that there's something you've been holding over yourself, which is super interesting. Okay? And totally normal. Totally normal. Totally normal. So remember this energy that you're holding on to. It causes you to say things you don't mean because it's not aligned, and that causes some stress and some regret. So how can we let go and integrate unconditional love for self, right? And this tropical albatross, what does Spirit really want you to feel? How does it feel when you're on vacation in the tropics? How does it feel when you're stepping into your most authentic shoes? Okay. And it's just like, this is where Spirit wants you to stay. This is the energy that you're going to be integrating. Okay. So Archangel Michael says, don't let the fear of flight affect your mind. And as soon as I read that, it reminds me of what a lot of birds go through when they first come out of the nest. And that's like this new beginning at hand, right? So with every ending is a new beginning. How can we allow that ending? By letting go. And how can we not allow the fear of what was to recur again? Because that's not what's happening here. I feel like there's an unwinding in your ancestry. I feel like that the ancestry was kind of like, yeah, okay, I'm getting a huge yes, causing some stress, causing potentially some of this energy through your ancestry predisposed you to some of the actions that you have made. How can we learn from them? How can we see the contrast? How can we allow retribution? How can we forgive self and have unconditional love to allow the brand new beginning, which is meant to feel like you're in the tropics, swaying with the palm trees, feeling the breeze and the warmth on your face. This is the energy that your guides brought you in specifically. And the earth wants to say to you, how can you share your memories? When you care, you share. And this is really related to collaboration. When you're in collaborating with others, this is like a superpower for you, to be able to go back into your memory. Okay. And when I'm saying memory, I don't just mean your memory, I mean your soul memory. Wow. Wow. Okay. Is this? Yes. Okay. Spirit is saying yes. Your ancestral memory. Something has been unlocked, friends. Something has been unlocked. And this is what's allowing this new pace for you, very much like being on vacation. Very much like being on vacation. So, when we're talking about this new beginning, when the birds are in the nest and they come out of the nest to fly, of course, just like when somebody bungee jumps for the first time, and could that be something you do on vacation? I don't know why this is coming up, but maybe there's some things that you've always wanted to do, so that it'll allow you to tap into releasing this this fear of letting go, because a bird cannot fly if it has the fear it has the fear of falling. How will it know to flap its wings? And what's so amazing is we have, for you, the waved albatross coming in, and you don't even, Spirit is saying, you don't even need to flap your wings. So don't allow the fear of falling to keep you from falling into the wind, so that you may actually soar to new heights. Wow. And I'm getting a new guide is going to help you, okay? A new guide is going to help you to come in, yeah, so that you can avoid, I'm getting this pattern of regret, okay? I feel like something's coming in to confirm. Many of you that find this energy, you have had like a lot of I'm just going to say, I'm hearing come to Jesus moments. You've actually had lots of moments of like death, rebirth, death, rebirth. You've been open to change, and it's like so consistent and constant. Yes, I'm getting like we are so on track here. It's so consistent and constant that is a pattern in itself. But Spirit is letting you know that that was a pattern running in your ancestry, and we have gone through major, major changes collectively. And so, as we are all connected, as happens for one, happens for all, when there is a tap into your ancestry and there's some healing down in your ancestry, it affects the ancestors of all quantumly. And so, Spirit wants you to really be open to this brand new beginning and not allow the fear of falling. In my mind's eye, I'm getting like a couple steps and then a fall. And it's like it hurts to get back up, right? I've fallen and I can't get back up. And there's literally a fear. Like for some of you, you literally have fallen. Literally. Wow. And there is a fear of getting back up. But I want to tell you that you're meant to get back up, because there's something new at hand. And this is just going to give you all the wind that you need to lift you. Wow. Beautiful. Is there something more here for the albatross, Spirit? Okay, I'm kind of getting a maybe. Okay, I'm feeling my root chakra here, specifically that connection to the ancestry, but the root chakra is the base of our energetic system, and it is the easiest, my friends, to actually create a difference just with movement. Okay. Interesting. I'm feeling this motion. Okay. I'm getting this motion. It's in water. Some of you, maybe who have fallen, some of you who are literally having issues with your legs. Okay. Wow. Maria, I don't know why, but this is like maybe coming in for you, girl, if you're number 2, but Like I'm getting a lot of water therapy, okay, is really good. Getting in the water will help strengthen and allow the movement of your root chakra because some of you have some difficulty, okay? And that's because um well, when a root chakra is off, it's going to create a lot of, just like any chakra, it's going to create some sort of change for you physically. Okay. And this has a lot to do with, yeah, I'm getting a long time. Okay. Some of you, this comes in different ways. Some of you, it's connected to your solar plexus. And for those of you that it is, I'm getting a lot of GI complications. Okay. Um, but how can you get out and walk, dance? How can you listen to music and vibration? Okay, to help move. It's all about the movement. Okay, all about the movement. And definitely keep watch for the timing of this energy. It's not is this the time, spirit? No, this is not the time. So you're being led here about this energy, but I believe we're going to have, well, we have some attunements coming up, some meditations potentially to assist. I feel like obsidian is coming up. Maybe that's something that you can grab from the crystal store. Obsidian is a very, pairs with willow. Okay. Interesting. Wishing well. Kind of going back. I think I mentioned that in for pile number one. So watch for that energy. I'm not sure if I'll be doing that, but you can actually, if you're grabbing crystals, maybe seat. I'm getting seat. I'm hearing something. Seach, seach. I don't understand what I'm hearing right now. It's like a whisper. Okay, this is that left ear. How can you listen and really, this is what's going to allow these manifestations. So, but I am getting like this obsidian, volcanic, energy, to really allow movement. Okay. And isn't this interesting as well? Is I'm getting like the ring of fire. Okay, as I said, volcano, the ring of fire, which is in the Pacific Ocean. So maybe you'll be led to some of that information. And what I mean by that is, as happens for one, happens for all. And when a volcano erupts, this is kind of like related to this eruption for you. Okay, but when the volcano erupts, it has this flow to the lava, and this is what leads to the obsidian. Okay, so I'm not really sure how all this is related, but spirit is definitely having me, like, I'm hearing transcribe, translate. Interesting. Could this have to do with where your blue feet are going? Are you a transcriber? Are you going to translate some of the meanings of crystals, of plants, animals? Um, this is something ancient awakening in you and related to your ancestry. Hidden knowledge. Wow. Definitely off balance with my legs and avoid falling. Yeah, I love black obsidian. Okay, yes. And as we're talking about black obsidian, I'm really kind of feeling this energy across here. This is really, I believe, related to the Mayan civilization. Are you drawn to that civilization? Is there hidden knowledge from there? This was a very difficult time in our collective experience. Oh gosh, I'm just feeling like it was very traumatic. Yes, it was a very traumatic time. And for many, as blood was, a lot of blood was spilled, as that was believed to honor the gods. And so, how and maybe that led to some of these shadows, right? absolutely, these demons, these shadows, parts of ourselves in that collective trauma. And, obsidian and willow is coming in, wish fulfillment, a reclamation of your power. And I'm getting through this transcription, which becomes the prescription. Wow. Um, Channeling, just really a lot of things coming in, friends. I'm encouraging you to take notes. Okay. I'm encouraging you to take notes. Okay. Is there more, Spirit? Okay. That's what I'm getting to share with you. But if you didn't hear the collective message, I want to share a couple messages for all of us, just to remind you of this collective energy that's going to be with us through March of 2027. And this albatross specifically, along with the deer, if you feel led, is really helping to come in and allow you to work through the collective challenge at hand, which is really all about unfreezing something within you. Okay, so it's the story of the Snow Queen, and I'm bringing this up with purpose. So I want you to check out that collective 77. It's the Oracle of the Deer, also coming in, and because there's a lot here about collaboration. Share your memories. When you care, you share. It could just be sparks of insight, even here in Oracle, even when you're in collaboration of any sort. I feel these mini manifestations, spirit coming in. Okay. Yeah. Now, is there a timing of this that you want to reveal? Okay, I'm getting there is a timing of this. I was getting the Ring of Fire. Spirit, is this like after the next eclipse? Okay, I'm not feeling that. Okay, I'm getting a maybe. So there's some eclipse energy coming in. So that's coming in August. Okay, I just heard harvest time. Okay, this is making sense. Pile number one came in around Christmas time. This is harvest time, but it depends. Okay, what's really interesting, it depends if you allow yourself to stay blocked. So that's so interesting. Extra message for those of you that chose pile number 1 and 2. The information for pile number 1 is coming in as awareness, even though the energy is not here. But pile number 1, there's this awareness and this collaboration of the energies. It's like just you hearing what's coming is preparing your blueprint. Yeah. Okay. And when, because I can feel a heart block. So something is coming in to help remove that heart block, to spark the memory. So don't allow the fear of falling to get in the way. You can't soar if you don't allow yourself to overcome the fear of falling. You can't understand. You cannot even understand how you will soar. So Spirit is asking you to trust. Yes. So that your harvest can come in. Okay. So I am feeling like late August, September, October. These energies, they're intertwined. Okay. And look at that. I love that, because pile number 1, the green color came in, pile number 2, the red color. So it's like they're intertwined. Okay, that makes so much sense. And so there's some back and forth, I believe. Oh boy, I can feel this pressure. Don't get stuck in your head, okay? It's just really come back. Pile number 2, I cannot encourage you enough to come back to surrender, staying in the moment and allowing the movement. Okay. Movement is really coming in. A lot of you walking. I'm also getting, though, I'm feeling a pen. Okay. Transcribe, channeling. This allows movement as well. okay? Because it's movement from the mind through the hand onto the paper. Wow, thank you, Spirit. Oh, yes, I fear nothing. If I fall, I get help to get up. That's amazing. That's amazing, Maria. And I love that you mentioned that because that's where that collaboration comes in. And I feel that that has so much purpose, okay? And it's like, how can you, albatross number two, how can you root in with the power of the one? And at the same point in time, how can you allow the power of the one to allow you to root in? So there's this beautiful mirror, okay? And that's, I am getting angel number 21, 21. We started with that. Okay, yes, I'm feeling that a really big yes. Find that angel number, allow that guidance for you, okay? And remember that Archangel Michael wants you to know the difference between where you are and where you're going is called transformation. So don't allow that fear of flight to affect your mind. Allow the movement, allow the surrender so that you can tap into the ability to soar to new heights. Oh, wow. I feel a definite frequency shift is at hand for you. So, thank you, pile number one. Allow yourself to shift into the magic, right? Allow this new beginning. Let's go ahead and go into albatross number three. Now, albatross number three, I happen to know that this energy is at play right now. And the reason that is, I'm scooting over here, is because I was drawn, and I did share this on our collective page. I don't know why, but I'm gonna, like, right away, I'm getting to share like some of the artwork. Okay, so I've got artwork coming in for you, and I'm not even looking at you, but I think that many of you have lots coming in. It doesn't matter your doodles, okay, your drawings, and that's what came in. Okay, the black-footed albatross is what we're talking about. And the black-footed albatross I was led to draw as the energy at hand. And this albatross is bringing in, with the 10 rays, the circle of alchemy. So for you, I got the color gold, and I'm feeling for you, there is a crown and a solar plexus activation at hand. And that is like a lot of feels, okay? There's lots of feels, headaches, potentially some stomach upsets, okay? Maybe you're having a hard time sleeping. So this is all just coming in from the get-go with you, albatross number three. And I forgot to mention to number two. So I'm going to read the collective message again, a message for all of you, just in case you're coming in to hear albatross number three. As far as the I, your individuality, as far as the eye can tell, it's starting to swell. Remember, you are well. Spirit is guiding you. How can you glide? Don't allow your energy to go out of control, okay? And right away, I'm getting some feels. Okay, so this is really interesting because I know that when I'm a feeler, maybe you are too. So if you're a feeler, don't get wrapped up into the feels because some of you are feeling the erosion of light, the dissipation of shadow, some of you, the dissipation of demons. Wow, okay, true alchemy. And it can be a little uncomfortable. I'm definitely feeling something on the center of my back. It's an uncomfortable energy, okay? So your spirit team has led you here, especially feelers that are in the process of alchemy. Some of the things that you're feeling is part of the I can't even say it. The process of alchemy. Okay, there we go. All right. All will be divine in time. And this was related to oneness. So there is this alchemy at hand for you, black-footed albatross. And the photo that I'm showing you literally shows a circle of alchemy. And you're in the midst of this change. Okay. You're here to alchemize shadows. Now, I was specifically told not demons, more with the shadows, because the shadow is the memory of a demon, and this is like really coming in for purpose for you, okay? Because it is your nervous system. It is there's an opening of your connection, an expansion of your connection, expansion into your power, and spirit really wants this for you so that you can create this process of alchemy, because I can't seem to say the alchemical or whatever it is. Um, so it's not about demons. It's more with the shadows. You are a spiritualist that uses art to alchemize because you are showing your journey. So your art shows your journey, okay? And it actually creates the spark of alchemy with others. Spirit is sharing 2 years to build your craft. So, are you a painter but being led to infuse interesting metallic? I'm hearing metallic, interesting. Are you doing something new like Mandela's, or um, have you been led to, always did abstracts and now you want to do animals? There's something coming into play in your art form. Okay. And now art form could be music, right? So it could be music. Everything is divine in time. And so there's something about your process of alchemy, and it's an expression through art, and specifically getting 2 years to build your craft. You have mastery in the divine feminine, and I'm getting that you are shadow dancers. You are the chosen ones here to heal your ancestry. And so you're here to heal the memory of the demons that have affected your ancestry. And that's the difference between a demon and the shadow. The shadow is the ghost, if you will. It is the memory that runs deep, friends. Okay? That it runs deep. And many feel that shadows are demons. And we're really going out of our way to explain the difference here. Okay? To explain the difference here. Because your art is like a window. And it's like, okay, I just saw in my mind's eye like one of those like doors like spins around, okay? And that's what your art does for others. It really allows this, like, okay, I'm just getting like trap door. I can't help it. It just keeps coming in. And it's fast and it's quick. And this is, I mean, so beautiful. So really lean into your creative process, okay? That's really coming up here. Archangel Michael wants you to know to ride in at the edge of the line. This is related to your power. I'm getting interesting. I'm getting, Johnny Cash, Walk the Line. Listen to that song. What comes? What insight does that provide? Okay, yeah, I'm getting a strong motion here. I'm even getting the movie. Okay, this is really interesting. Are you inspired by Johnny Cash and his process? And potentially, if you watch the movie Walk the Line, it will inspire something for some of you. That, okay, I'm getting, yes, that's a message for many. Message for many. Now, let's dig a little deeper, because that movie is about, really beautiful love relationship between him and his wife, and how so much got in the way, right? So much of the stardom. Okay, this is really interesting. Maybe for those of you that play music, okay. I'm getting a yes. Okay. Those of you that are in bands, like, are you taking care of yourself? Are you taking care of yourself? Because so many get lost in the sauce, which leads to habits that are not the best. And this is really what is the epitome between walking the line in this relationship between Johnny Cash and his wife and his family. And the movie is so good. And so I'm getting like, if you watch that movie, all creation is here for purpose. And that movie, I believe, was created to inspire you, potentially to inspire a collection of artwork. Very interesting. To inspire a song, to inspire poetry. There's some expression that wants to come through. Okay, albatross number 3. So, black-footed albatross, what we're doing is we're putting ourselves in the shadow. Interesting. We're putting ourselves in the feeling of the shadow and allowing expression so that others can view that and then have this transformation, like these I'm just getting like lightning moments. Look at the goosebumps are like on fire. Okay. It just, like, people just get it and it does something for them. I mean, this is just so gorgeous. The love of the game is not enough, friends. For you, the love of the game is not enough. It's not about the insight. You need action to create alchemy. And that is a message that is coming in specifically. Your team brought you here. You're getting the insight. Take the action. Follow through. Don't allow habits. Patterns is what I'm getting. Patterns that don't service you, okay, from taking the action. Okay, I do feel I'm feeling some trembling actually. Okay, I'm feeling some trembling, especially in my heart chakra. Really interesting. That might mean that you're led to pile number 1. Okay, this alchemy is going to bring in this heart, sacredness, heart balance for you. Take that as it comes, because if that's true, I'm hearing renewal. And this expression, this art, this craft that you're being led into for the next 2 years, it's a mastery. Allow, I don't know, allow the twists and turns, allow the development. I'm moving this to the right, and what I'm getting here is unwind. Allow the energies to unwind. For some of you, they are so concentrated. And this is what's holding you in the patterns, which is why the walk the line is coming in. Wow. And your archangels are coming in to teach you. Okay. So I want to let you know, tap into your team. What archangels are you working with? Because your archangels come in to teach you. And this is really specific information, because I am getting this trembling. What I mean is, you are resonating with all of this. It matters. You're like getting it, but you're just like, how? And your archangels are here to show you how. 2 years ago, I decided I wanted to start drawing. Now, am I am I the artist of all? I mean, no. But I just want to tell you that, things are expanding. I've been showing you my art, and it's not really about, okay, it's not really about the art. It's about what it does for you. It's very meditative. And there's things that you're pouring in to the canvas, in through the pen, into the harmony of your expression. And this is what people, especially all the feelers out there, okay, and the knowers out there, this is where that like huge moment happens. That's what you are here to do. Wow. But the love of the game is not enough, friends. You gotta take action. Okay? So when I say that, I'm getting like football, okay, yards, okay? I'm getting that those lines, walk the lines. And how can you move towards your goal, right? Towards your touchdown. It's not enough to watch the game. It's about you playing the game. It's about you receiving and taking action. It's about you infusing, I mean, it could just be crazy things. Okay. For instance, I'm getting to go back to my mushroom here. Okay. This was just like a doodle, friends. I didn't even know. I had no idea that this was going to happen. I just started with a pen. This is all done in pen, and then I added color after. So, but it's just like, to me, it speaks a message about the wisdom of the mushrooms, and the connectivity, and how this can transpose, I mean, are any of you feeling a flip, of the shadows into color, into wisdom, into authenticity, into power, into connection, into groundedness, into connection, and specifically with the crown activation and the solar plexus activation for you, albatross number 3. This is an expansion in your power. This is an expansion in your connection to the divine. And that is all parts of nature, all parts of sound, all parts. And so that's where we're getting to infuse. I'm getting infuse, which is really interesting. And I can't wait to hear how that resonates with you. Remember, Spirit is saying that you are a spiritualist, you are a shadow dancer, you are chosen to heal your ancestry. And as those who are exposed to your art over these next 2 years, as you master this art form, it will actually encourage others to take those steps. When you know where the road leads you, you will not be disappointed. When you know where the road leads you, you will not be disappointed. Don't allow the habits of fear, of shadow, the patterns of shadow to keep you stuck. Allow the mastery and the creation. And it's really as easy as insight, take a step. Insight, take a step. It's a game. Okay? It's a game. Sorry about that. I did press do not disturb. Okay, anything else, Spirit, for albatross number 3? I'm feeling that's very concise. We're going to move into 107.33. Beautiful. So as you are one with your authenticity and alchemy, that is like the blueprint of albatross number 4. Wow. Because you are the great albatross, and most likely all of you who come into this is going to step into this energy. I already feel this energy is going to come in 2027. Spirit, is that true? Interesting. Okay. I'm getting like a no, but I'm also, but I'm not getting, okay, I'm getting a yes and a no, because there's going to be like breadcrumbs. Okay. Interesting. Ooh, why am I getting Hansel and Gretel and the breadcrumbs? Oh, wow. Okay, so it's a matter of finding the breadcrumbs. Okay, let's get into your energy. The great albatross, you were the ones who came here to rise against the demons. Now, in number 3, we talked about how you're working with the shadows, but you are the demon slayers. Okay, the great albatross, number 4. Now, I keep forgetting to read the collective message, but the collective message for us all, you can go back to the beginning, or let's go ahead and read it here because I keep forgetting. As far as the eye can see, and when I say eye, your vision, your individuality, as far as the eye can see, it's starting to swell. Remember, you are well. So your team has brought you here to let you know you are protected. The wind is beneath your wings, you beautiful albatross. You have the widest wings of all. You have the power to soar. Okay? It's all about the surrender and allowing the wind to guide you. How can you manage your energy? I'm getting that you are the earth guardians, the spiritualists, the healers, the orators. You are also chosen to heal your ancestry, much like pile number 3. Okay? And for those of you that have pile number 3 and 4, there's this beautiful sweetness to unlock. There's this beautiful gift in the challenge that's ahead of you, okay? Not only in your own authenticity, but especially moving through the game. There's this quickness about you. Wow. Um, yeah, I'm getting that, which is really beautiful. Like I said, you have the largest wings of all birds. You work with angels. Your angels are working with you. Your archangels are working with you. Some of you need to hear the archangels want to teach you. Okay? They come in to teach you. That's really important. That's really important. As you age, interesting, you whiten. So as you age, you whiten. And what I mean by that, not only are you the wisdom keepers, but you're also those who affect the nervous system, okay? Specifically, I'm getting a coral energy. And as you touch into wisdom, you whiten, okay? Because that's what happens to coral. When it's touched, it whitens and it kind of, um, coral dies in that but like that's the thing, something is dying and I'm getting it's the demons. The wisdom is strong with you, my friends. In addition, I heard that you are pure of heart. This is a metaphor about your drawn out life journey filled with twists and obstacles and turns, and you have been brought here because the power of the one wants you to know that it's signifying a time to move forward. Okay? We had the song, The Long and Winding Road, 11155 on the clock. There's been a lot of overdrive. There's been a lot of alignments. There's been a lot of fast moving energy, but this is allowing you to downshift. This just reinforces you to have the stamina to climb the hill in front of you, to climb the mountain in front of you. Okay? And within that mountain is your creativity, is your dragon spirit, and also this awareness of your power. Okay, I am getting a lot of animal energy here, allowing the animals, a very shamanic energy here. Okay, but the long and winding road by the Beatles. How can we shift into that song, right? That songs come up because it's meant for you to listen. It's meant what are you feeling when you hear this? What emotions are you going through when you hear this? Because spirit is going out of the way to let you know your journey has been long. It has been difficult. But that's how diamonds are created, right? A lot of pressure. There's there's a lot of information. Look at this. As I say, the pressure. Um, the earth wants you to know, related to this energy, your integration, from under the pressure, you won't break. Be true to you. Now, that's really interesting because as soon as I'm saying this, I'm getting the movie from Disney about the magical house, the magical family, the older sister who's really strong. She's really strong and she can lift, but she's got all this pressure. And it's like it makes her question and doubt her gift, which weakens her spirit. Okay? Very interesting. From where I stand, it appears that all is aligned, is a message that comes in for you. This is related to your alignment. You are perfectly aligned to shift into this overdrive, to climb this mountain, to overcome this demon. Now, demons, interesting enough, in my journey, I've been told that demons are created at times, they're facet, they're facets of something more than just ourselves, okay? So a lot of you are already whole and complete, but there are facets beyond between the relationship between the power of the all when one and a demon is created when it during a traumatic event, most likely another timeline. And there's a facet of this collaboration left there, and it just kind of enveloped into itself and all on its own in the dark. It became something in itself and it took on a life of itself. But it's like you were part of that creative process, and so you can undo. Okay? You can undo. Facing your fears is where it's at. This is what Archangel Michael wants you to know. Facing your fear. Now, I'm specifically getting to share a moment that I was aware of a demon for myself. This is never about me tuning my own horn. This is about the parts of ourselves that really create and allow that demon to have space. Okay, I'm watching my words here. And when this happened for me, I'm a feeler. Okay, I'm a knower and a feeler. That is my dominant Claire. Maybe I'm mentioning that for purpose, maybe I'm not. But what was happening is I was very aware that there was a painful stimuli that was trying to embed. Okay, and specifically it was with back pain for me. And that was all related to a heart block. That was all related to misinformation, okay? And like literally like something I was blocked from, okay? And it's time for you to get the key to that lock. And I just knew, I didn't really know what was happening, but it was really painful. Okay. I was like, what is going on? I had this really painful stimuli. And I just, as a feeler, sometimes, it's just like these demons are holding on for dear life, right? Because they're so far removed from the light. They are part of the all, my friends, but they're so far removed, they have forgotten. And it's scary for them to transform. But anyway, I had this really bad pain stimulus, and I was just like, I had to get mind over matter, let me tell you. Literally mind over matter. Like that is coming in for purpose. Okay. Think about matter. Think about the creative process. Think about why we're here. So these points of trauma have allowed us to fall into matter, but they've also created these demons, which are times in that we or others have used their power over one another and created traumatic experiences, okay? And so sometimes we're going into that traumatic experience. Right. Show the demon love so they remember the light. Yes. Show the demon the love so they remember the light. And also, as you're mentioning that, and also have the power of determination to not allow the demon to trick you. Do not allow yourself to take on something that is not meant for you. And this is just for some of you a knowing. And this was my experience. I just knew that there was a pain pattern that we wanted to take on to hold me back, to keep me in a certain frequency. And I was just like, I am not going to take you on. And I was breathing deep, friends. I was like, it was like when you're, for me, it was like when I was in labor with my kids. Okay. It was like, it was painful, but it's like, I breathe through the process. And I just, for me, it was like restricting my ability to stand and to stay standing. Okay. And I don't know why I'm mentioning all this, but I know it has perfect purpose. And I just wouldn't allow it to happen. Every time I just took the breaths and I reconfirmed to myself, I can do this. I can recode this information. I am not accepting this pain stimulus, but I didn't avoid. Okay. I went into it and I almost restructured it so that I could evolve through the what the pain stimulus was doing. And that was restricting my physical body, right? And so um, maybe that has purpose. But when this happened, okay, and it was like literally a fight. I mean, literally, it was a mental battle, a physical battle, a spiritual battle. And I was like, I am not going down. And I will tell you, I saw a demon and I saw it go back into a wall. And there was a legion there and they were in the wall. And I know I'm a demon slayer and I know this has purpose. So I'm not really sure of the purpose, but I went into your energy and I have some information. I was doing a show and tell, and that's what's coming forward here. So when I went into your energy, I heard how to create a power structure. I could feel this heaviness in the center of my being and across my third eye, and I heard it's not as it seems, you're in between. I could feel a lump in my throat and a headache. How can you release? Forgive yourself for what you have done on other timelines. This, and then I heard, this is an echo, release the ghost. So most likely, we have reached a part in our evolution, friends. Demon Slayers, you need to understand this. We have reached a part in our evolution to know that we have literally done all that can be done. If you honestly think, and for those of you that judge others, message. The things that you're judging, look at the mirror, are most likely things that you have done in previous stories of your soul. It's time to forgive ourselves and to realize that, as we go up the mountain, as we traverse on roads that have not been walked, we will realize that we have done all that has been done, and it's time to forgive and let be. When we do that, we find the demon has no power. The demon has no power. And in fact, when you face the demon, you will see that it is all that we have created it to be. I hope this strikes a path. It's really hard a tone with you because you are brought here to step into the rise against the demons, because there is spiritual warfare at hand that has learned to weaponize the demons. And that's the difference between karma and manipulation. And this is what's led to my journey. I have seen, as we've talked about matter, specifically dark matter, and most likely I was part of that creative process in the future, potentially, because for me, that's where it comes from. For me, is the energy that I work with, the shamanic energy that I work with, the artificial bugs, and the medicine of the attunements to come in to heal them. What am I talking about for me? For me, it's related to mental illness, how it's a spiritual ailment and not a physical ailment, how the medications don't do shit, okay? How they don't do shit, because this is not something physically that we're dealing with. This is a manipulation. And for those of you that come in against the demons, maybe you will find the same, okay? Because because that is what the spiritual warfare is like on timelines far removed from us. Timelines related to the expansion of technology, timelines related to like the crazy shit that's already happening. I'm getting the CERN machine. I'm getting, what's his face with the brain chip, other people that want to steal the sun. Like, what the hell are these people talking about? Right? We are already perfect. We are already perfect. We're not meant to go down the road of machines. Hello, have you seen Terminator? Have you seen and read futuristic things? Have you seen Star Wars? These are all things, my friends, that are indications of different places we can go. And we're coming up to a time, where things are going to get harder. They really are. And so, albatross number 4, you are the great albatross. You are the ones who are going in a different direction. If you looked at the pictures, you are the one who's flying in the different direction of all the rest. And so it is really easy to feel discarded, to feel alone, because you are bringing forward things that do not exist. That do not exist. And so I'm encouraging you to trust and to spread your wings and to allow Spirit to guide you, to show you how to alchemize these demons, because we need you. You are the earth guardians who are flying in a different direction to protect all of humanity. Those who are capable of quantum shifting. Okay, I've got deep goosebumps and I am getting on my soapbox because we need you. We need you. And we need your medicine. Is there anything else, Spirit? Some bend, some end, some comprehend what you have done with love in your heart, and that's the start. We end with how we started, that collective message. Allow yourself, allow yourself to be guided, into the steps that you're taking, because you chose this before you came here. And what's interesting is, as you're on your journey, many of you have felt bamboozled. Many of you feel less than. And that is the manipulation of the energy, friends. That is the manipulation of the energy, the weaponizing of the demons. This is the difference between karma and manipulation. Okay? Oh, you're amazing. Thank you for being here with me. This has been a beautiful transmission without cards, all channeled messages, all brought forward with love for you. I look forward to linking up with my fellow demon slayers, and I am so grateful to be part of this beautiful network. So I hope you will come back. I hope you will listen to the activation, and I hope more than anything that you will trust that you are not alone and that we're meant to assist each other. That is the biggest medicine of the albatross. So if you haven't caught the activation, I put it in the description. If you love this and you want to donate, trust me, that's not going to be turned away right now. I too am going through the biggest shift in my life, and feeling emotional, but I know I'm exactly where I'm meant to be. So don't let the fear of where you are um, hold you back. Okay? Much love. I will see you guys very soon. And I have a sense that there's a loosening of things. So you will be hearing me more on Facebook. If you want to find, or on Facebook, okay, interesting. I was just going to say, if you want to find Infinite Energy on Facebook, there's a link here on my page and in my bio on my channel, or just ask for the link and I'd be happy to share. I try to share everything I can. I'm also on TikTok, Angel Insight 22. Each social has a little bit different a way of sharing what comes in, and I know I'm here just to share the process. So I'm happy to be here, and I look forward to seeing your process as well, as I know it will influence me. All right. Much love. Happy weekend. We will see you all very soon. And I happen to know that new medicine is already dropping. You can sink into it. Coming soon is the wolf. The wolf is stepping in to collaborate with the albatross. Okay, specifically the black wolf. So, an evolution to the wolf. We will talk to you all very soon. Have yourself a great weekend. And I hope these messages resonate. Much love.